child cannot think. The motor car is running. The child will think the motor car is running automatically. But the same man will understand that they will drive. Persons who deny the existence of God, unlike them, they see the machine, nature is the machine. But behind the machine there is the operator. This just can cannot understand. Na vijanati. Mami paramam. Prithvi gunavai bhavu. Machine is working, nature is working. That much they can see. And behind the machine, there is the operator. That they can. What is your answer? What the atheist will say? Has the atheist any experience that any machine works without operator? Has he got any experience?
No.
Then why does he say?
But this material, this whole universe, we cannot compare this whole universe with any machine created by man.
Yes. How do you bring man? This machine is being created and being operated by God.
Well, we don't have any experience of such a machine.
Huh?
All the machines that
What do you mean by machine?
well, like a car.
What is your idea of machine? Just like the other day we saw the Thompson press. They're being printed and being collected and this and so many things are being done. It is like this. By machine, the seasonal changes going on. The sun is rising, the moon is rising, the water in the ocean, the waves are there, everything, machine working. It is machine. Everything being systematically being done. Such a big ocean, vast water, it is just on the brink. Come on. It is so organized. The sun is rising exactly in time, astronomical. The astronomical watch is 1/10,000th part of a second. It's so accurate. You find everything is going like that. But today is Ekadasi, 11th day of the moon. The moon shall be like this, there. One can see the moon and he can calculate today is Ekadasi. It is not machine. It's exactly machine.
But the thing is that this machine is so wonderful that it goes on without an operator.
That is your dullness. You are rascal, you cannot understand how the machine is working, how big it is. That is your dullness. But it is a machine, very big machine.
Yeah, we accept
You
it's a
cannot
machine.
understand that is not a machine. This is not very good argument. That I cannot understand, therefore it is not a machine. But you see, the idea of machine is there already. Everything is going on, machine.
It is such a good machine, it doesn't require an operator.
That is the wonder of it.
No, that is wrong. You cannot find out in your experience anywhere, any machine which is not being operated by a person. You cannot find it. Then why do you bring this idea that without operator it is going? Where you get this idea? This is a false idea. Because you have no such experience. Where is the machine? That here is a machine going on without any operator.
To try. Go ahead.
Find out the machine.
We're trying. We're trying. There are some automatic machines.
And automatic is behind that the operator.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom must
Someone must turn it on and off.
Yeah. There is no such automatic machine.
No.
It is impossible.
we can see the operator of these small machines, Srila Prabhupada. We cannot see the operator of this big machine.
Have you seen the operator in the powerhouse?
No.
Electric, then? Do you think the powerhouse is going on?
Well, we could see him. We could go. We could drive there
Yes,
right
you
now
could
and
see
see
him.
him.
Yes, you can go to Krishna and see him. They
Yes.
requires qualification.
But it's not so easy.
Huh?
That's not as easy.
No, it is very easy. It is simply, as we are teaching our students, just become a devotee, Apan Namaskar, Manvana Bhavavat Bhakta, always think of him and he'll go to him. It's not at all difficult. Bhava Jnana Tapasa, Madhvamam Madhura. Bhava, many did come to me. How? Jnana Tapasa. By knowledge and tapasa, being purified, they come to you. Krishna said, why you are disappointed? You can go. Krishna is open. Devi janti parang, siya suddha tatha vaishya. Even the woman, less intelligent, Sudra, Vaishya, they can come. Where is the difficulty? Even if you are born very less, you can go. Krishna is open to everyone. Simply, you become qualified, that's all. And what is the qualification? Manvana bhavavat bhakta, madhyajimana. Just always think of me, become my devotee, offer your respect to me, and worship. That's all. 4 things. That you are opening this temple for this purpose. That you always think of me, you worship him, you offer obedience and become his devotee. And then, Mame Vaishyasya Asangsa, without any doubt, he will come to you. Where is the difficulty? Where is it?
With the operator of the powerhouse, he's operating and running the powerhouse, but it's not really necessary that we go see him. We can simply enjoy the facilities offered by the powerhouse.
That's all right, but if you are intelligent enough, if you are a rascal fool, you may not see. But if you are intelligent, then he will be eager to raise operating. Let me see. That is the difference of intelligence. Dull, that's like we read one story, one little boy, he was beating on a drum. So he became inquisitive. So where from the sound is coming? That somebody must be within it. So he took a knife and cut it. This is intelligence. Where from the sound is coming? He was beating, but dum, dum, dum. He became inquisitive. That is intelligence. A dull student coming, that's all. And intelligent, he tries to, that is intelligence. Inquisitiveness. Intelligent boy will always inquire, what is this father? What is this father? Where from the sound? That is intelligence. So, if one is very dull, just like cats and dogs, they cannot inquire. What is this machine? What is this behind? It is in the human form of life, these inquiries should come. Otherwise, he remains a cat and dog.
They say that this body, they don't accept the body as a machine because they've never experienced a machine that can think, feel and will for itself.
What is that?
Well, they say that this body is more complicated than any other machine because it can think, feel, and will. Whereas other machines, they don't do that.
But the thinking, feeling, the brain is there. That is the particular machine because the operator is within. That you cannot see. The thinking, feeling is coming from the operator. The soul is there. Dehinasmin jathade. That this rascal cannot understand. That the thinking, feeling, that is of the operator, not of the machine. Is it clear or not? The operator is within. So the thinking, feeling, as you are asking, that is not of the machine, but of the operator, the soul.
Just like the child, Srila Prabhupada, who's trying to find the sound within the drum,
the material scientists, they're trying to find out the cause and effect of the material world. Is that not intelligence?
Yes, but they have not reached the ultimate goal.
But they're trying.
They're trying, that is admitted. But they are concluding that there is no operator, that is their position. Because they have failed to find out. They have to go farther and see, yes, there is operator. That is final part of the intelligence. That is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhavanam janmanam ante jnanavan ma. So after many births of sincere inquiry, when he is actually intelligent, he will say, oh, Vasudeva was something. Here is Vasudeva, he is everything. That's stated. He'll inquire, go on inquiring, life after life. And then he'll come to understand Vasudeva, Samahatma. You did not read this verse?
Oh, yes. Is this
They will come after much trouble, much inquiry. They will come to the same conclusion, Vasudeva Sama. But they will waste time. That's all. When we say, here is the operator, they will not take. But they will waste time and life after life, laboring, one day they will come.
Does that mean that everybody is ultimately on the way back home? Does that mean that everybody is on the way back home, back to Godhead?
Yes, everyone is inquiring. But according to his intelligence, perfection, he is making progress. Everyone is inquiring. Everyone. Because he is meant for that purpose. He has forgotten Krishna. And Krishna is the reservoir of all pleasure. He is trying to find out pleasure other than Krishna. Therefore he is being baffled. Unless he comes to Krishna, there is no pleasure. That he does not.
We have a saying in the West that curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah, another example, just like a crying child, crying. As soon as he is on the lap of his mother, immediately stops crying. Why? He cannot understand. Now I have got the real thing. The other woman taking is still continuing crying. You have seen it?
Yeah.
This is practical. But when the child comes to the lap of his own mother, he is immediately stops. And the mother also takes care. Why, my dear child, come. She sucks the breast and becomes satisfied.
So one day, the material scientists, after many births, will come to understand that
Yeah.
Vasudeva, Krishna,
Yeah.
they will become devotees.
But that is their foolishness. We people, Krishna consciousness, that here is your ultimate goal of research. Take it. That they will not take. That is foolishness. They will come to the same point, but when you offer him, he will not take it. That is lesson.
You were saying that inquisitiveness is the...
That is human life. That inquisitiveness cannot be found in cats and dogs. That is the difference between cats and dog and human being. Human being, unless he becomes inquisitive for what is the ultimate source, he is not human. These all people, 99.9% people, they are not inquisitive. They are searching after some happiness. But they are not inquisitive. What is the source of happiness? They are being baffled. In the material world, they have, for happiness, they have discovered this horseless carriage and so many things. But there is so much unhappiness also. When the motor car is crashed between two, then life is lost. They are not inquisitive that we have invented this machine for happiness. Why this disaster? That intelligence is not there. That is it. They're simply going on, searching after. But when we say, no, not in this way, come this way, you'll get happiness, they'll have it. That is it.
But if a person becomes too much inquisitive, just like with the boy and the madanga, due to his inquisitiveness, he ruined the madanga, and then he doesn't have any drum.
Well, that's all right. But the drum can be purchased again. But he is to be given credit because he is inquisitive. You can purchase another drum, it doesn't matter. But he gets the credit because he is inquisitive.
What about these scientists, Srila Prabhupada? They're very inquisitive. They're trying to find out the cause of the material
That
world.
credit we give them, just like this child. But the childishness is this, that when they are given correct information, they do not take. That is it.
How is it that they can come?
If we say to the scientist material that you are searching after this, here is Krishna. Aham sarva sarva, and the original source of it. They will not accept. That is their foolishness.
They're very inquisitive, Srila Prabhupada.
That credit is already given. But you are inquisitive for a certain thing. If the thing is offered, if you do not accept, then you become foolish. Bhunam Janmanavante, Vasudeva, he will come to that point that Krishna is everything. But when you inform you before that here is the thing, they will not. That is what it is.
If you were saying everyone is inquisitive for happiness.
Yes.
But isn't that, shouldn't that be purified? Shouldn't we give up all desire for happiness?
Huh? No. Happiness is life. How you can give up?
But if we desire for happiness, then we're being selfish.
Huh?
Then we're being selfish.
Yes, but you do not know where is yourself in a sense. That is your foolishness. Nati vidu sarthakati Vishnu. They do not know. Everyone is selfish. Everyone is self-interested. But he does not know how to fulfill it. That is foolishness.
But isn't it better to give up all ego altogether?
Huh?
Shouldn't we give up all of our...
Why? That is Mahavadi figure.
Then we become completely rid of all...
We make our egoism purified. I am servant of Krishna. That is what. Not that to make my egoism zero. No, that is Mahavadi. They are disappointed. They think, finish this egoism. It cannot be finished. Because you are individual soul, it cannot be finished. Simply it has to be purified. I am thinking Indian, you are thinking American, you are neither American, neither. We are all part and parcel of Krishna. That we have to come to that point. Not to falsely think that I am American, I am Indian, I am cat, I am dog. That has to finish. But you have come to the real egoism, that I am eternal subject. That I am will go on. Not that they are thinking in a way to finish the I am, or I am the same. Wrong thing.
Srila Prabhupada, the material scientists are so inquisitive, yet they are leading lives like cats and dogs.
Yes,
How can they come to an
wrongly
understanding?
directed. You are inquiring me. Sir, I want to go to certain position. If that place is this way, if I say, you go this way, you go this way, then you will be backward, you will be unhappy. In wrong direction.
So we're taking some direction from
That's all right,
so
but
many
if you take
persons.
wrong direction, you'll be unhappy. Your destination is not good.
So how can the scientist arrive at Vasudeva Sarvamiti?
That he has to take lesson from direction from Krishna. Krishna says, the destination himself comes and says, here is, I am the destination, come here. If you don't take, that is a misfortune. The direction is there, the perfect director is there, but he is unfortunate. He does not accept it. That's what is happening. Our propaganda is therefore that you rascal or blind leaders, rascals, don't try to lead. Take Krishna's instruction and lead. Then you will be perfect. This is our propaganda. Leading must be there. Direction must be there. But the direction and leading must be perfect. Then we will. Our inquiries must be there. But if the answers and the leading is bad, then you are bad. So we should make our inquiry to Krishna and take his direction. Then we will.
But some people say that the Bhagavad Gita is the direction. Some people say that the Quran is the direction.
But some people, many authorities say it is right, and that is your fortune and misfortune. As some people say that it is written by some man or something, that it is not perfect. There are many others also. They say it is perfect. Now it is your choice whom you to follow. So that some people, as there are against, there are for also. Now it is up to you to accept. No? It is up to you. We accept the direction of the Acharyas, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Chaitanya, then it is perfect. And the direction of Gandhi or this man, that man. Both of them are taking direction. But when the direction is perfect, then you become perfect. If the direction is imperfect, you remain imperfect.
We can see from the results of those different directions.
Yes. Results, yes. Palayana. That is required. Now, there are so many Gandhiite students. They have also read Bhagavad Gita, and you have also read Bhagavad Gita. Find out the difference. That is the result.
We have heard that Gandhi was a great Mahatma.
You have heard. You have heard so many things. That a mountain gave birth to a mouse. You have heard like that.
But Gandhi, he also read Bhagavad Gita, and he made so many wonderful comments on the
That
Gita.
wonderfulness is for the rascals of the fools. What wonderful he has done. He preached non-violence, but he was killed by violence. That is his wonderful action. He preached the philosophy of non-violence, which is impossible. Therefore Krishna killed him by violence. This is his wonderful. Means his foolishness was proved that there cannot be non-violence. So he was a fool.
But he himself was non-violent.
But non-violent, that's all right. He is a fool. Therefore I say, he cannot bring non-violence in politics. There is no such history. It's like Arjuna wanted to be non-violent. Krishna chastised him that you are a foolish number one. So this is to bring a horse before a cart. Politics and non-violence, it is incompatible. It is not possible. And he did it. Therefore he was a fool. Just like if you want to cook without fire. Is it possible?
No.
So this is foolishness. If you become very bold enough, now I shall cook without fire. Then you are a rascal number one.
So should we...
Gandhi did it. Gandhi did it. Actually, he could not drive away the Britishers by non-violence. For 30 years, 35 years he struggled. When Subhas was introduced violence, they went down. This is politics. Politics and non-violence.
So should we...
incompatible. There is no history in the world that politics has been successful without violence. And he introduced this. So how much foolish he was, you can. It is same thing like that. If somebody says, I will cook without any, I shall scientifically do that a man can give birth to a child. There is no history. And if I say, now I shall do it, I shall see that equal rights. As the woman is giving birth to child, the man also will give child. These things are foolishness. This is not intelligence. The woman are claiming equal rights. So stop giving birth to a child. Then equal rights. Can it be possible?
Well, they're trying.
The man and woman unites, but the woman becomes pregnant,
But they have.
not the man. And if somebody says, now the man will become pregnant, is it not foolishness?
But they have made a way so that the women also don't have to become pregnant. This contraceptive and
This is another foolishness. That is another.
that way they can.
It's unnatural thing. What is this insignia?
That is Ford's insignia.
Ford?
Yeah, they've
This is Ford?
made some.
Oh.
This is Ford, no? Mercury.
LTD.
Yeah, it's a Ford.
Does it mean we should use violence to spread Krishna consciousness in Srila Prabhupada?
No.
This is our...
Yes, when there is politics, that is different. I'm speaking of politics, not of love. You cannot create love by violence. That is another thing. But if you want kingdom, there must be violence. Yes. By violence, you cannot force a woman agree to love you. That is not possible. Then there must be love. The business must be done accordingly. But when there is politics, there must be violence. Otherwise cannot come out victorious. Politics in a friendly way. Might is right. So Gandhi did this foolishness and he died of violence. He preached the philosophy of violence, non-violence, but he was himself killed by violence. That was his foolishness.
Well, we have seen Lord Buddha. He conquered all of India with ahimsa, non-violence. Lord Buddha.
Lord Buddha was not a politician.
But he conquered India. He became the most.
That is another thing. Conquered India. If he conquered India, why is driven out of India?
Well,
Nobody is Buddhist now in India. It is in Japan. There is also halfway. So there is a Buddha's non-violence and Gandhi's non-violence is different.
yeah.
Gandhi's non-violence was Askerda because he was dealing in politics. Buddha never handled in politics. So how you can compare with Buddha? His activities were different. His activity was for salvation, to stop all kinds of miseries of material world. That was his philosophy. He never dealt in politics. Although he was a king's son,
He was
he
a
never
sort of-
dealt in politics. You cannot. This is foolishness. We do not know. We do not study. What is Buddha's position? What is Gandhi's position?
But still, everyone in India respects Gandhi so much. They think they have statues and
That is
everything.
another thing. He was a good gentleman. He was very humble being. Because you have got some fault, that does not mean you have no qualities. That is another thing. But if you deal wrongly with something, then you must be called a foolish man. quality. But if you do not know how to deal with business, then you are foolish. He was mainly engaged in politics, but he did not know how to deal with politics. He was reading Bhagavad Gita and he was misleading people that in the Bhagavad Gita there is non-violence. Just see. Because Arjuna wanted to become non-violent, the whole Bhagavad Gita was taught to him how to become violent, and this rascal says that in the Bhagavad Gita there is non-violence. It is not false. So a man preaching falsehood is a gentleman or is a right man. So that is his position. Either he is a police rascal or he is not a gentleman. Falsely preaching Bhagavad. That is his position. If you do not know a subject matter, why do you talk about it? Either you mislead or cheat, or you are foolish. You have no science. Here is a tape recorder. I do not know how the machine is working. If I talk about it authoritatively, is it not my foolishness? I can talk about Bhagavad Gita and something else, but that does not mean I know everything of this machine. He did it like that. He was dealing in politics, and he took as a Mahatma, a religious man. That was his cheating.
And because people were so much in darkness about religion, therefore
Yes,
they accepted.
everyone is in darkness. If you can make propaganda, the people will be misled. That is not very difficult. It's like in Russia, nobody is communist. But it is going on. Russia is communist country. I have studied thoroughly. Nobody is communist.
Just the leaders.
Maybe a few only. But it is going on by propaganda that Russia is a communist country. The people in general, they are forced to accept that the book was written by some man, terrorism. It is terrorism.
Yeah.
That's it. By force. Nobody accepts this communist religion. I have studied. The young man cannot go out of the country. You see, restricted. How much uncomfortable he is feeling, especially in European countries. The young men, they want to go. They will not allow. They will not allow anything to read except Lenin's literature. What is this? Simply suppressing. Everyone is unhappy. Which way? This is their position. I have seen it directly. And I feel like one is suspected that he is doing otherwise, he will be sent to some unknown camp. Nobody knows where he has been sent.
Just like they had some people who came to Russia to start some Buddhist thing. And then they were sent away to some camp, concentration camp. No one has seen them.
This is there. It is the most fallen country. No freedom. No freedom at all. Horrible country.
Why don't the people revolt and show them?
Huh?
Why do not they revolt if they're so unhappy?
Yes, they are revolting, but they are now so much suppressed. They cannot. Sometimes there is revolt, sometimes there is upheaval.
Not a big upheaval because they're terrorized. They're afraid that if they revolt, then
They will be killed.
the government will come out and just shoot them
All
out.
the Leninists, Stalinists, they kill. It is a country of terrorism. That's all. The government men, they are simply terrorists. That's all.
Just like in Cambodia, they just, the new communist government, they executed tens and thousands of people just recently.
They see.
People who were working for the old government, they just killed them all. So this is what the people are
Terrorism.
afraid of.
This communism means terrorism. Okay.
I have a garland, but it's not finished. Almost.
Communism means terrorism. That I have seen, I have studied personally. By threat, by pressure. That's all. Nobody is communist.
Is the whole world going to become?
Huh?
Is the whole world going to become communist, Prabhupada, or is the whole world going to become Christian?
Nobody is communist, but if the demands are powerful, they will declare.
They introduce.
Huh?
They will introduce it.
They are not introduced. They declare like that, falsely. That's all.
Even in some countries where communism is, even in some countries where the communism has a very light influence, like in Thailand, there's a little bit of communist influence. When they had a student revolt, the government came in with tanks and machine guns and immediately killed about 3,000 students.
In Thailand?
Yeah, in Bangkok. That was about 2 years ago. So the people are very afraid to cause any upheaval. They're afraid that immediately the government will just come and kill them. Because the government has all the weapons. They have the tanks and the guns and everything. And the normal people, they don't have any weapons.
This is the age of Kali. Therefore the only shelter is Krishna. There is no other. In India is practically doing that. No. There is no reason they are not sanctioning or telling. You do not give any reason. No. Why no? I don't give any reason. And kirtan is nuisance. They are doing that already.
Srila Prabhupada, for breakfast, just fruits?
Yeah.
Milk? Milk?
No. You can cashew and ginger.
Ginger, I don't think you have ginger.
Ginger and cashews.
Yeah.
And you make what is called chana. And during lunch, make cheese, fry it and make a little bit.
Tomato and cheese.
Tomato cheese, put it there. And fried peanuts and salad too. By force, communism is going on by force. It is the result of sinful life.
They're put into that circumstance.
Yes, people are simple. They will not do nicely and by nature, just like the child killing. They did it in his previous life. Now he is suffering. He will be killed. In nature's reaction. We are taking sympathy with the child who is being killed, but we do not know that he did the same business. Now he is being killed. That is nature.
The person who doesn't know, he thinks that the child is innocent.
Innocent child. He is not innocent. He is sinful. He is being, what is called, chastised. Sakarma phala ruk jeev. That is the word. Sakarma. One suffers. You can sit down here. Everyone suffers the reaction of his own work. Sakarma phala ruk jeev. Because he is a child, he takes sympathy. Such a small child is being killed. He takes sympathy. He is the potent criminal. Now he is being punished.
And the same with all these wars. The people who are being killed, they're simply...
Yes. Therefore, those who are in high standard, they do not take anything as wrong. Everyone is suffering his own reaction. Then bhaktas, they think, tattenukampa susamukshama bunyana eva kritanga vipaka. When a devotee is in trouble, he thinks that I am suffering from my past deed. It's so bad suffering. Then devotee attitude. Let me do my business, chant Hare. Then he is sure. Such person is assured to come back. He doesn't care for all this suffering. He thinks, I am suffering from my past deeds. Why shall I bother myself? Let me do my present duty. Hare Krishna, Hare. That is first class position. He is assured. In spite of all material difficulties, if he goes on with chanting, then his chance is first. Instead of Daivha. Daivha means he inherits God's property as the son inherits the father's property. Daivha. So we should be callous with all these political sources. We should simply go. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was callous. Family affairs, wife responsibility, or mother's responsibility, politics, nothing. Simply chant, Kirtaniya. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He didn't care about anything. No responsibility. My only business is to chant. That is it. He preached for some time, then he simply engaged himself. Preaching means to make him strong. Preaching means to become firmly convinced in Krishna consciousness. That is preaching. So when he is firmly convinced, then he can give up preaching and sit down and simply preaching. Not in the beginning, that is imitation. He must be firmly convinced. So we have to study Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life. Except, this is the plain and simple truth, except chanting Hare Krishna mantra, there is no other business of the human being. So the preaching is also chanting Hare Krishna. There is preaching. That has been shown by all the disciples of Chaitanya, all the Goswami, Haridas Thakur and others. Only business. How to develop Krishna. No other. That is Sandhya. He has no other. To preach Krishna consciousness, to practice Krishna consciousness, to convince Krishna consciousness. This. No other. We don't take part in politics, sociology, mental speculation, science, and so on, all nonsense. We reject, all kicked out. That is the perfect. It should be waste of time. These are all superficial. It's like waves in the sea. What is the meaning? Waves and waves. Unfortunately, being misguided, this position of opulence, they're misusing it. And therefore becoming hippies. Simply misusing it. Instead of utilizing the position for development of Krishna consciousness, they are misusing. So timely the movement has come to your country. Just try to apply in your practical life, preach all over the world, at least all over your own country. Here also, the Australians, they have got opulence. Try to lead them. You are American or Australian?
I'm an Australian, Prabhupada.
Huh?
I'm an Australian.
Australian, he says.
Australian, that's right. Learn this art and preach. There is good potential in your country. They are also not poverty. Krishna says, among Rajas Sayogi. Rajas means very rich kings. He never said all the bhangi is understood it. All the wretched class understood it. That is not right. It is meant for the leaders of the society, opulent kings and leaders. It is meant for them. Poverty-stricken man cannot understand, but there is no bar, there is no hindrance. But it is especially meant for the opulent person. Otherwise, why Krishna says, among Rajas Sayogi. And he instructed first to the sun god. He is not an ordinary person. He instructed later on to Arjuna. He is not an ordinary person. Because one important person learns the science, he will preach it all over the earth. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's direct descendants, they are not ordinary persons. So unless one is materially not ordinary, he cannot preach. All the Goswami, they are coming from respected. The wife Gaudiya Math friend, he is a third class man. No position in their past life.
Most of them just came from the villages.
That's all. Uneducated, half-educated, poor, poverty, they could not do anything. Some of our godbrothers had beat them. And because Bhakti and Swami previous life, this big business organizer. And therefore he has been able to organize that. They admit it. They are coming from some third class status. This is not pride, this is fact.
Actually, I noticed that myself so many times in the way you handle money and managerial affairs. Very expert.
Yeah, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Manovishtang Sthapitang Jina Bhutale Sayanga Rupa Goswami, who established the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rupa Goswami, he was minister. He was not a cultivator, cloudy one.
It's very difficult in Kali Yuga to get the advanced materialists such as ministers and big businessmen
He
to
can come back. It's not difficult. How the Goswami has come back? Because the expert person was Sri Chaitanya.
Yes.
So if you become expert, you can come back. How these governors are coming, how these politicians are coming.
because you're the expert.
That is true. You have to become expert to convert another expert. If you are not experienced, how you can convert others?
Is it true that you will end up converting people according to your own? In other words, you convert people of your own caliber.
Not on any career. That requires expert management.
But if you become high quality or high class, then automatically you attract that type of person.
Yeah. That you can do. You American people, you can do. That I am instructing. You can do. And actually, because some of you have cooperated, the movement is going on. That's why I came to America. But I found that in India no intelligent boys are coming. Then I decided, let me move there.
Still, even after you went to America and brought back so many European and American disciples, still the Indians are so slow to come and join.
Because the disease is very chronic. They are not opulent. That diagnosis is already given. they have become poverty-stricken. So, Daridya dosha gunarasi, although they are born in India, they have got many qualifications. Due to this poverty-stricken position, the first business is because they have got family attachment. So they cannot sacrifice. They will work very, very hard. We have seen how they are going to office, because they have got the responsibility of family. That is India's another feature. They take family responsibility. In your country there is no such thing. There is no family, there is no family responsibility. But India is still, that old tradition is going on. Therefore, they cannot sacrifice the family responsibility, although they are willing.
A lot of times
the whole thing is, it is due to poverty. They have got family responsibility. They think if I go, then whole family will starve. How can I go? That is the exact position. And to come to that stage, let my family starve, I don't mind. That is very harsh. That is sarvadharman parityajya mami vamsa. Oh no, it's not. Simply I am responsible. It is not ordinary thing. You cannot expect these things from ordinary man.
Person might see somebody do that and might think that they're irresponsible.
Yeah, escaping so many accusations. But with all these accusations, one can do that. There is no harm. But that position is not for all.
due to that poverty-stricken condition, if someone does come to us, they usually want to get something.
Oh yes. Yeah. You find out this verse. Tattva sadhanmam charanam bhujam. Find out first in English. Yeah.
First candle.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Find out this verse. Tattva sadhanmam charanam bhujam hare. Bhajanna apota patet tatvidhi. Yatra kuva avatra avud avasakim.
Tattva swadhanam charanam bhujam hare bhajana pakvota pate tato yadi yatrakva bhav bhadram abhud amushaki kuvarta apta bhajatam swadhamata. Translation. One who has forsaken his material occupations to engage in the devotional service of the Lord may sometimes fall down while in an immature stage. Yet there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. On the other hand, a non-devotee, though fully engaged in occupational duties, does not gain anything.
Yes. They are thinking I am doing my duty, but they do not gain anything. And a person doesn't care for any responsibility, comes to Krishna consciousness, he gains it. Even if he falls down in immature state, he gains something. The other man, he is doing his duty very nicely, but he is getting nothing. This is it. Read the purpose.
As far as the duties of mankind are concerned, they are innumerable duties. Every man is duty-bound not only to his parents, family members, society, country, humanity, other living beings, the demigods, etc., but also to the great philosophers, poets, scientists, etc. It is enjoined in the scriptures that one can relinquish all such duties and surrender unto the service of the Lord. So if one does so and becomes successful in the discharge of his devotional service unto the Lord, it is well and good. But it so happens sometimes that one surrenders himself unto the service of the Lord by some temporary sentiment, and in the long run, due to so many other reasons, he falls down from the path of service by undesirable association. There are so many instances of this in the histories. Bharat Maharaj was obliged to take his birth as a stag due to his intimate attachment to a stag. He thought of this stag when he died. As such, in the next birth he became a stag, although he did not forget the incidents of his previous birth. Similarly, Chitraketu also fell down due to his offenses at the feet of Shiva. But in spite of all this, the stress is given here to surrendering unto the lotus feet of the Lord, even if there is a chance of falling down. Because even though one falls down from the prescribed duties of devotional service, he will never forget the lotus feet of the Lord. Once engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, one will continue the service in all circumstances. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that even a small quantity of devotional service can save one from the most dangerous position. There are many instances of such examples in history. Ajamil is one of them. Ajamil in his early life was a devotee, but in his youth he fell down. Still, he was saved by the Lord at the end.
Even my sentiment when it comes to Krishna, he's not doing that. He's here. And if one person does not come to Krishna consciousness, he does his duty very nicely, he gains nothing.
Due to the so many rascal commenters on the Bhagavad Gita, in India, all the Indians have the conception that the perfection of human life is to simply execute one's karma, or to do his duty to his family, etc. And therefore they're wasting their time in this way without completely neglecting devotional service.
He brings so many varieties of food. My duty is to eat.
Yeah, so.
Let me perform my duty.